Our next guest stars in Mozart in the Jungle, one of the hottest shows on Amazon.
And you'll also know her face from classics like In the Name of the Father and The Bank Job. And she has one of the coolest names in Hollywood, Saffron Burrows. Welcome to Arise.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I have to ask you about the name, and then we have to talk about the Golden Globe nomination. So where do you want to start? The name Saffron, stunning, beautiful.
The name.
Equally as beautiful as you are.
Well,
Explain.
you're very gorgeous yourself, both of you.
Thank you.
The name, as a kid, it was embarrassing. I mean, any unusual name when you're a kid, it's just, now it's all right, but yeah. I did make my friends call me Mandy for a whole year when I was 10.
Mandy, just random Mandy.
Mandy and Street Cat.
Oh.
I did some rapping, and I was like, Saffron's not working for me because no one knows how to spell it.
Is there a story behind why your parents named you that?
My mom just, she found the name when I was pregnant and just thought that's the name. And then I was born with saffron-colored hair, but she just decided, you know, when I was in the womb.
Saffron.
So,
I love that name.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful. Yes, I'm glad you kept it. I prefer it to Mandy. Street Cat's a close second, though. Okay.
Okay, now to the Golden Globe nomination.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations.
Look at that. Someone just gave me some water.
There you go. Well, we'll ask the question while you're drinking.
Excellent.
Okay, first of all, tell us, how does it feel to be nominated, and where were you when you found out?
I was asleep this morning, and then, I groggily woke up in my lovely New York state, because whenever I'm in New York, I have to stay up late, of course, and make the most of it. So I woke up in my hotel room, and there was a text from my manager, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. But I didn't quite believe it, only because there's so much brilliant content in the world right now. So it took me a moment to absorb. I just thought it was really cool for our show.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, there's a lot of people involved in this show. Every show on the planet, a huge amount of hard work, and the idea of having something that you stream and that you have to actually seek out. You know, it doesn't just land on your doorstep in your living room. You've got to find it. Having it be nominated is lovely.
You know, this time
alongside such brilliant other projects.
It's true. I was going to say, this time 5 years ago, Amazon wasn't even on the map, and now it's racking up all of this critical acclaim and these awards. What made you decide to take a risk like that? Because years ago, Amazon.
Well, I think for actors, nothing feels like a risk that's interesting and creative and full of people that you admire who are inventing the project and putting it together. So, you know, when I was handed the project, it was Jason Schwartzman, Roman Coppola, Paul Weitz, and then Gael was already on board as the conductor. And I thought, first of all, what a wonderful world to explore, this classical music world. To shoot in New York is just the obvious place to be. And to explore a world, and actually it goes way beyond, of course, the context that the story is about, but it's just about a group of people who are very involved in each other's lives and passionate about the thing they do. And I thought that was really, really interesting to explore.
Now, Gael Garcia Bernal was also nominated this morning. Have you spoken with him? Or texted anything like that?
Today. I have to find him on the phone today because he's so deserving of this nomination. I don't know if you've seen his performance, but it's riveting.
Definitely. Well, you know, the actual show is based off of a book by the same name. So were you familiar with that work before doing this project?
You know, I hadn't read the book. As soon as I was cast as Cynthia, I dived into the book, and the byline of the book is it's Mozart in the Jungle, sex, drugs, and classical music.
Yes.
And that
which is why we all pick it up.
That immediately grabs people. And it's a memoir, you know, about a young oboist. And our story has that as a starting point, and then sort of runs on its own. And I think they were certainly inspired by it as well. The conductors around the world that we're all familiar with, who have great personalities and conduct with great passion. And so Gael's character is based on maybe one or two of those.
Maybe one or two. We won't mention their names.
We don't have to mention names.
Well, let's talk about your character, Cynthia. She's a cellist. Any familiarity with that instrument at all beforehand? Did you play any instruments growing up as a child? And what about Cynthia jumped off the page for you and made you decide that this is something you wanted to be a part of?
I did play guitar a little bit as a kid, and I made a film about a woman who's really into the guitar, called The Guitar. And then I played cellists for some reason. Several times in films I've played a cellist, but I didn't really keep it up between projects. Now I will, because I love it. Now I've sort of fallen in love with it. And I wasn't really raised with classical music, so that's something I've been, you know, I've begun to educate myself about. But it's such a wonderful world to be in. And when we're on stage, you know, there's 95 real, very classy musicians, and then there's us actors.
Oh, so they're
And
all
so
real.
everyone except the ones that you know are characters in our show, they're proper people, you know, they're proper musicians. So the first season I apologize a lot to them because I'm sitting there and around me are these amazing cellists from all over the world that I'm playing with.
Are they giving you eyes like, she thinks she can do our job?
I thought they might. I thought they might give me eyes, but they were really supportive.
Oh, that's
and we were in Mexico City filming the Palacio de Bellas Artes, and we played this piece that we were meant to play for 90 seconds. I learned 90 seconds of it. We went on for 5 minutes, and you'll probably see if you watch that episode, you'll see me probably looking very focused because I'm trying to catch up with the woman next to me.
You were focused. Okay, so you didn't grow up listening to classical music. So what's in your iPod now? I know more now classical, but
Yeah.
besides classical, because of the show, what's in your iPod?
Now there's a lot of Bach. I love Bach. I've sort of fallen in love with that.
Yeah.
And his cello suites particularly, and Goldberg variations.
And you play a lot of Mahler on the show as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. Mahler and Sibelius and Boccherini. And I mean, every week they will hand us actors a piece to learn. And it's been amazing, actually. Because I think if you're not raised with that in your world, it's a little unknown to you. And then you start to read about these composers and why they wrote when they wrote and what they did with their lives. And yeah, so that's sort of what I'm into at the moment.
All right.
But before you go, you have to tell us really quick, how's the married life been treating you? You just got married last year, right?
I got married a couple of years ago.
A couple already?
Yeah, it's a couple of
my.
years. It's pretty good. I like being married.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
do.
yeah, it suits me.
You have the glow when you speak about it. You start to smile a little more. That's a good sign.
It suits me. Yeah.
That's a good sign.
You started off modeling before you made the leap into acting.
Yes.
Would you ever go back to life as a model, or do you prefer being on the big screen and the small screen and streaming?
I was, you know, I got sort of picked up in the street when I was 15, and the agent who accosted me, she discovered Naomi Campbell a year earlier, and she was very insistent that I do it then or I'll be too old.
Okay.
So
Well,
I
you're
was
never too old. You're beautiful now. You're
15.
beautiful then. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Come back again soon.
Thank you.
And you come back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.